Got a little more elbow room at the table today.
Yeah, we don't have as much hair in here. Today's topic is about starting a hunting show and how do hunting shows make money. So basically, you're trying to start your own hunting show. What will it take for you to succeed? We get asked that question a lot.
We do. And if we have day jobs.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll explain that.
Yeah, we're going to try to address as much of that today as possible. I've got a number of topics related to that on my sheet here. So I want to thank today's podcast sponsor. It is Exodus Outdoor Gear, Exodus Trail Cameras. We've been using their cameras for some time now. We really like them a lot. But over the last 4 years, Exodus has consistently shown that they build quality trail cameras that flat out work. And of course, they have the best trail camera warranty out there. That's one of the big reasons why we like working with them. Every single camera is backed by a 5-year warranty and even comes with a theft and damage coverage policy. Yes, 5 years, literally half of a decade, you'll be covered by the Exodus 5-year warranty, but more than likely you won't need it because their cameras are already built to last. Head over there and support them when you can. Big thanks to Exodus for helping us out on the podcast. A lot of folks are constantly asking, like, hey, I just started my YouTube channel, or like I'm trying to get my blog up and going so that I can do this for a living. I would love to have your job, whatever it is, because people don't seem to know what it is that we do. And
yeah, and the same thing goes back to kind of before the digital age. People wanted to know how to have a TV show.
Yeah.
Now it's changed over time, obviously because of the internet, but there's still a lot of similarities and a lot of different ways to make money and provide value.
If you're starting a hunting show out and your main priority is you're worried about getting sponsorships or getting ads or getting money, you need to just quit while you're ahead. Because that is probably not going to work out for you. In almost every instance, a successful hunting show or hunting brand is started by somebody that has an honest and true mission of some sort that they're very passionate about, that transcends money or any of that stuff. And they are creating something that, feels right to them, that they're passionate about. Now, I'm not saying that can't change because I've seen it change, with some of these shows and brands over time where they shift away from the viewers and they're worried more about sponsors and they're worried more about dollars. But when you do that, you can just see their interest start to drop off. You can see people start leaving that because they don't want to see it. I mean, it's a fine line that you walk because you got to make, something to be able to fund what it is that you're trying to do. At the same time, we're not going to abandon the viewers. If it gets to the point where we're getting people saying like, man, you guys really, this whole episode was just a big ad and I'm not interested in half of the products you're talking about. Well, like we're going to listen to you guys immediately and change what it is that we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're starting out with that in mind, sponsors in mind, you probably need to focus on the content itself, creating good, unique content. And then as you build a viewership over time, or subscriber base and viewership over time, then people within the hunting industry, will hopefully take notice. And then, that's when partnerships or sponsorships may start to come into play. But yeah, hopefully that's not your first priority is to get rich or to get famous because...
Yeah. And we love all of our sponsors, and appreciate everybody that we work with. But like I mentioned earlier, they are not the number one priority. The number one priority for us is the viewers all the time. And every one of the sponsors knows that. And in most cases, the number one priority for them is their customers. Mm-hmm. And that's why we work with them.
Yep.
The way that the hunting public makes revenue is through a combination of streams. The hunting public is our brand that we own, but the Woods Guys Inc. is actually what our company is called. And it's a production company, essentially, first and foremost. And the hunting public is underneath of that umbrella. So we don't just do projects that pertain to the hunting public. We also do other, video production jobs or, consulting jobs and things of that nature that are somewhat related to the hunting public, but also separate. It's all underneath the Woods Guys Inc. umbrella. We make our living off of selling products, services, sponsorships, and separate individual advertisements. And the products that we sell, I mean, we sell our own merchandise. We make a little bit there. If you've watched the videos, if you've been following us for some time, you see that we do a lot of like discount codes and stuff.
Promo codes.
Yep. A lot of the companies that support us and that work with us offer great discounts. We obviously believe in their products. Otherwise, we wouldn't be showing them to you guys, because we take pride in that. That's one of the big things whenever we sign up with a company as a sponsor or as an advertiser, is we like to have some kind of a product discount arrangement that we can offer you guys as, you know, followers of the hunting public. That's why you constantly see those discount codes pop up on the screen. They pop up in the description. We make a certain percentage off of some of those codes. You know, people want to see the product in action. They want to see the product work before they purchase it. And we try to show you guys that, you know, in an honest fashion. That's a big part of this. And without going too far down the rabbit hole, you know, I mean, a lot of folks have watched hunting shows for years. And that's one of the big main gripes that we hear, is it's just, you know, they're just shoving product down people's throats all the time. It's nothing but ads, nothing but ads, nothing but ads. You guys don't see that on our show. And that is, you know, there's a reason for that. When we started this whole deal, we were like, no, people want to watch hunting content. They want to see honest experiences in the field that are relatable, and that's exactly who we are. We're never going to change that. That's why we don't really have a lot of sponsors. I mean, we have a few, but folks are always asking, like, how do you get sponsorships, or, you know, who are you trying to get sponsored by? And it doesn't really work that way. It has to be the absolute perfect fit.
Yeah, and it may limit, you know, who can work with us because of the nature of the way that, you know, we don't do the sponsor reels, we don't flash logos up on the screen, or like have a watermark the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it's very soft sell incorporation into the content.
Yep. It's just showing the product, and it's honestly its natural state of the way that you would use it is the way that we are using it in the field, and we don't want to change that in any way.
Right.
I mean, I'll just give you guys a rundown. Like, when we're deciding on sponsorships or advertisements for the hunting public, it takes us months. I mean, sometimes years to decide if we're going to work with a brand. Like, if you see that we're sponsored by a brand, there's a very good chance that we have sat around and we've discussed this
at length.
At length.
Yeah, and use the product first.
Always. Yeah, we always use the product. I mean, we got Tethered on there. They're new this year.
Yep.
But we spent an entire fall and last summer testing their products and talking to other people that had used them. And the owners of Tethered came down here and, I mean, basically just sat around with me and Zach in the yard and walked us through all of our questions and concerns in one afternoon. And this is before we even discussed a business arrangement.
Yep.
At the time, it was like no expectations of even making any money from them. You know, it was like, this is a cool new product. There's people that believe in it. It seems to work for some. You know, John Eberhardt's been a huge saddle guy for a long time. Been very successful. And it just seems like something that would be up our alley as a potential option. So naturally, we're inquisitive about it. We're getting a lot of questions from you guys about it. So it made sense for us to bring them down and to sort of lay everything out there for us, because we had all these questions and concerns and stuff. And then after that, we tested the product for a long period of time. And then, you know, it was just this step by step thing that eventually led into a sponsorship with Tethered.
Like you said, it was over the course of months. It's not like, oh, there's a way to make money. Let's dive in. It's very well thought out.
Yeah. I mean, we could have 40 sponsors on there right now and be doing the thing like Greg said. We could be shoving it down your throats all the time, but we're not going to do that. The number one priority for us from the get-go has been the viewers, and that's never going to change. That's ingrained in the first two lines of our mission statement. Is like, we are going to make relatable content for the hunting public no matter what. And that mission statement has probably cost us a lot of money in the last few years, or a lot of potential dollars, because we just won't. If we get an agreement, I mean, I get them all the time where I get like a proposal or a contract or something from a brand that says they will pay us X amount of dollars, but they want all these certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And if it comes down to it and it's like, okay, this that you want is going to alter the type of content that we want to naturally create, we're not going to do it. I mean, that's the difference in the world we live in now on digital with YouTube and Facebook and Instagram stuff versus like the television days and those guys that are still doing TV shows. It's like they have umpteen sponsors that have very specific guidelines that they can't promote this product. They can't show this product. They can't, show any type of competitor ever.
Yeah, or they have to blur it out.
Or
you see that from time to time.
Yeah, they have to blur it out. Or, I mean, I've heard stories of people shooting deer with the wrong logo hat on, and then they can't show the video, Yeah. I mean, if that's what it comes down to with us, because you guys see us hunting with our buddies all the time. Like, I took my dad out in Missouri. He had a mossy oak coat on and some old Realtree Advantage pants and, I don't know, some contractor hat that he was wearing. Like, I'm not going to be able to show up there and then dress him in all of these certain things or whatever.
And it's not as relatable or believable to the viewer either.
No.
That everybody that you hang out with is dressed in the same exact stuff. So
no. And that's why, I mean, if you are ever wondering why we are working with a company, they have to be completely on board with everything that we are. And it's so easy. Like the sponsors that we currently have been so easy to work with in that regard. And that's why we ended up working with them. And every one of them we did some sort of trial run with. Exodus, for example, we ran half a dozen different cameras last fall.
Yep.
And that was by design. It was kind of just to see, well, which one performed best for our application on public land. And, and then we talk with them about their mission and where they're headed. And
their customer service.
Yeah, their customer service is huge. And when all those things align, then we realize maybe we have a potential partner that we can advertise. Because you guys still do. I mean, we're obviously trying to make relatable content with as few ads as possible. But everybody is interested in products that are going to make them more successful in the field.
Sure.
So we're constantly trying to weave that in an honest fashion, And like I mentioned, we ran a pile of different cameras last fall. And to be honest, the Exodus cameras this was before they were paying us anything. Before we were even talking to them about ads or sponsorships or anything. Those are the best ones that we felt like fit our style best.
Yeah, not only that, but like I said, the customer service, their warranty, their replacement warranty. Like if you get a camera stolen, running cameras on public land, that's always a possibility.
Yeah.
So that just all added up and made sense.
Yep. And you'll notice the brands we work with prioritize customer service for the most part. Like that is their number one mission is the customer. Our number one mission is the viewer. So those two things align quite well.
Yep.
And when it does, then you have a really solid partnership there. And just so you guys know, I'm not trying to knock anybody that's on TV or that's doing it a different way than the way we're doing it. We like all kinds of different shows, and you'll see us collaborate with lots of these different shows that have different sponsors and different business models. Like, we are in no way picking at them. I'm just trying to share with you guys the way that we do it.
Justin asked if we have any endorsements coming in the hair care line.
No, but that could potentially be a good fit every once in a while for at least a few of the team members here. Ryan asked he'd like to see us do a podcast on the Tethered gear and how it works. We actually did a podcast with the Tethered guys, Ryan, that is on our iTunes. And I think it's on our YouTube page as well, isn't it? Tree saddle hunting tips and tricks, where we did a podcast interview with Ernie, Greg, and Carl there at ATA, and we covered all kinds of saddle stuff. But we're also going to do some how-to stuff on saddles this summer and into early fall that will hopefully help answer a lot of questions about those. And we're going to be doing those in collaboration with the Tethered guys.
Michael Wood says, I've got a THP shirt for every day of the week. Thank you, Michael.
That's awesome,
appreciate
man.
that.
Thanks a lot.
We do too, but it's usually the same one. Maybe like the same shirt, wear it for all week. But
Adrian, are you surprised at how quick THP grew? Yes. To be honest, we really haven't paid a ton of attention to like how fast it's growing. I mean, I look at the amount of subscribers that we're getting on a day-to-day basis, not because I'm worried about the number that we want to get to. Don't really have a number in mind.
Or comparison to others.
Right. I'm not.
It's not a competition.
I don't care what some other channel has versus us or whatever. That doesn't matter. What I'm looking at our data for is if I see us go lower in subscribers in a given week, I'm worried that maybe our content isn't as good that week as it was in the past.
Yep.
Because we'll see when I get to looking at the numbers of the Hunting Public videos on YouTube, for example, we'll see spikes in, time frames where people are more engaged, they're watching more, we're getting more subscribers in a shorter period of time, and I will zone in on that time frame and try to figure out what it is that we are doing then, and then replicate it, or even get better at it.
Or improve it, yeah.
Or improve it.
Yeah, certainly. That's a nice thing about YouTube and just the digital world is you get that almost instant feedback on, whether it be through comments or through the analytics. And like you said, you can adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, to my knowledge, I don't think you can do that on television. That's why we're constantly looking at the numbers and stuff. But no, to answer your question, I don't guess we're really all that surprised that it's grown this fast because we're not really paying a ton of attention to it. It's all about the process for us. Like on a given day, Greg and I just sat down literally 30 minutes before we turned the phone on and started talking to you guys. We're like, well, what are we going to talk about today? We need to talk to you guys. We need to shoot a podcast. And then we just landed on this topic, and here we are creating content. Like, this is how our day usually goes. We're posting content, talking to you guys on social media platforms. That's how the Hunting Public operates.
Yeah. Content creation and then, interaction with viewers.
Yeah, and the best advice I can give anybody is to create something unique to you and your personality. I just saw Catman commented just a minute ago, and I haven't read his comment yet, but Catman's a real good example. He's on YouTube, and he's been on there for many years, and when you watch Catman's videos, you could just click on a random video and not even see who it's from, and you can watch it for 5 minutes and know that that's Catman's video. You know what I mean? I mean, he's in the video, obviously, but just his style. He just has his own style. He's a unique person, and those are the types that work well whenever they're essentially creating a hunting show. If you're creating a hunting show and you're worried about trying to be like, whoever out there, and you're spending all your time trying to think like them and just be like them, there's a good chance it's not going to work out.
Yep.
Because they've already done it in their probably unique way. Maybe there's a way that you can film better. Maybe there's a way that you can produce more content. Maybe there's a way that you can kill bigger bucks than them, but you're still, at the end of the day, trying to be like them. I just haven't found that to work. We definitely watch other people and learn stuff from them, and we credit them when we do learn stuff from them.
Yeah, whether it be through hunting tactics or just through, how to create content better.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're not trying to be them.
Right.
We're just trying to be ourselves. And I think I know that's sort of a very broad-reaching cliche answer, if you will.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, you'll find the most freedom in being yourself instead of trying to be somebody else. Because basically, when the camera cuts, like we're basically it's all the same nonsense that you see on camera.
Yeah.
As it is off camera. You're not trying to put on a show, not trying to be anybody else. It's just who we are.
Yeah, and that makes it easier to create content.
I think it's more interesting to watch content where you can tell the people are being authentic. Yeah. Like Catman.
I love watching his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
just his personality, just the way he films and edits, it's just all, you can tell it's authentic. He's not trying to be anyone. In fact, what he said was, bad timing, about to hook up the boat and hit the water, which means he's probably going to go out and create some content himself.
Yeah, he's going out going catfishing. That's why they call him Catman, people. I mean, and to be honest, if you watch Catman's videos that he's made, I'm still going to keep using him as an example because he's a good one. If you watch his videos that he's made this year versus the videos that he made 4 years ago, he's still the same dude. Dave is the same way, Pinhoti Project.
Yep.
He's got a way that he likes doing things. He's got a way he likes hunting turkeys, and he's not going to sugarcoat it. He's going to tell you how he does it,
Yep.
Which is great. Everybody has their own unique qualities in some way, shape, or form. And if you're in touch with yourself enough to know what those are, then just use those and play to your strengths. Don't try bending over backwards trying to figure out what your competition is doing.
Okay, we got a bunch of questions coming in. Okay. Do we get approached by scent control companies a lot?
In the beginning, yes.
Probably not so much
Not
anymore.
so much anymore. Nicely declined to work with.
To stay true to who we are.
Yeah. I mean, we just don't, like we've always said, we've always had that position, and it's not changed at all. Nothing wrong with using scent control stuff. Go ahead and use it if it gives you confidence and you believe in it and you think that's your thing that's going to help you kill a big buck or whatever, then go do it. We just don't use it. And I don't care if somebody comes up to us and offers us thousands of dollars to use their product. Like, we're not going to.
Haven't yet with the scent control stuff.
Nope.
Let's see. Sam Ubel. He has Chase Nation. He's been doing that for, over the last 3 years. And he says it's a challenge to keep up with creating that volume of episodes. He creates 20 to 30 annually. It's the work-life balance. And he asks, how do you keep food on the table, gas in the truck, and going full time? Definitely a balance. And if you're a one-man band, man, that's hard to create that much content. Like, that's still a respectable amount of content to create in a year, if it's not your full-time gig and if it's just kind of you or maybe a buddy.
Find a way.
Yeah.
Find a way to make it work. The best advice I can give is if you're doing something and it's not currently working, do something different. And that doesn't necessarily mean do 40 different things at once. Just try something different. Catman is a good example. We've been harping on him this podcast. Not harping on him, I mean commending him. But he's a one-man band. And he just does YouTube.
Yep.
He dabbles in some of the other social platforms, but he just does YouTube for the most part. And I think because that's all he does, he's able to still create consistent content for being by himself, like Dave and Pinhoti Project. Dave just does YouTube, and I think he does stuff with Mossy Oak streaming app too. But the point is, Dave is just making a certain amount of turkey videos per spring, but that's his gig, is turkey hunting in the spring. And he just focuses on putting out as many hunts as he can. And if you look at the production style of these guys, they make a more basic video that they can create in a timely fashion.
Yep, here's Catman's channel here.
Yep.
He creates a lot of content.
Yes, he's got a lot of stuff on there. Some videos are long, some videos are short, but you can just see he's creating stuff that he thinks people will want to watch that he's doing, and it could be any length. It could be 4 or 5 minutes. It could be 45 minutes. And he's putting it up there, and then he's looking at what performs and what doesn't perform, and he's trying to, revamp and then move forward from there. We are lucky in that respect, though, Sam, that we have a great group. I mean, we've all been working together for many years now, and we've all got that same core mission, really, which makes it very easy. I mean, we're just like a family. There's 6 of us that are working on this stuff every day, and it certainly makes it easier to crank out more content.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I was by myself, for instance, I would probably scale back the production quality of what we're turning out, because we can increase the production quality a little bit because we have more people.
Yeah.
And more resources. But I would scale back the production quality a little bit, do vlog style stuff, and would not upload as often. But I'd still try to upload regularly.
Right.
And have some sort of a storyline to it, and like getting back to the unique personality part of it. That's really the key, is staying true to yourself and what you believe. And I think that's why vlog works really good on these platforms like this. A lot of folks start up a show and they have a blog and they film with somebody else as well on the side, and they have a family, and they before you know it, you got 15 different things that you're working on, and you're trying to figure out what sticks. And if you just picked one of them that you liked and committed to that, you can worry about the rest later. Just get really good at doing one thing. Sam is a good example. Soholt.
Yep.
He's been wanting to get more into the YouTube game here lately, and he's trying to figure out a way to do it. I'm sure he will as he continues to grow, but he's an Instagram influencer first and foremost. Like, that's where, the bread is buttered for him. He is extremely talented at Instagram, and it promotes his business, which is photography. It promotes his style, his unique, truth, if you will. And he's learned a ton about that platform and has gotten very good at it. So, and he's able to do this for a living.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big aspect of it. Don't think too big too quick. I mean, have big goals and a big mission or whatever. I mean, think as big as you can in that regard. But when you start off, pick something that is within your control and then just try to get really good at it. What's worked for us anyway is just we are constantly weighing your perspective as a viewer and what it is that you want to watch. I mean, we feel like we're lucky enough to do this for a living. The best way that we've found to pay you guys back is to listen to you and try to make content that appeals to you in some way. And that's why we end up in a lot of these obscure states sometimes. That's why we're, going to tough states and hunting turkeys, is because there's a lot of turkey hunters there that are having a hard time with these birds, and they want to know what our perspective is, and we're going to try to make it there and at least give them our honest opinion of our experience.